Alright, the last manuscript pages. There's not too many of them, but we still missed one. And even though we went over them while we played the game, I need to check them out again. And unfortunately, there's also no radio programs in episode 6, this one.
The Dark Presence was no longer trying to capture the writer so he could create the ending it wanted. The writer knew too much. He was too strong. And he carried a weapon left behind by Thomas Zane, something that could hurt it. Now, the darkness was doing everything in its power to simply stop the writer from ever reaching Cauldron Lake and the dark place it came from. The bottom of Cauldron Lake was a graveyard of things the lake had claimed in one way or another over the decades. The Dark Presence brought them up in its wake, scattering the rotten waterlogged hull of an old boat here, the remains of a long-ago crashed airplane there, trees shattered under the impacts. The earth groaned. It didn't even notice. Zane cut its heart out, but it didn't die. The thing that wore Barbara's face kept crooning sweet nothings sugar-laced with poison. He put on the suit, untied the monster from the chair. The thing in his arms thrashed weakly, but he held fast. He stepped outside, off the pier, and into the dark water, a sinking pinprick of light descending toward a bottom that never came. The dark place I found myself in was unlike anything I could ever have imagined. It wasn't solid. It flowed. It was conceptual and subjective. For someone else, an artist in another field, it would have been very different. I could sense the story of the manuscript all around me, the words and ideas floating in the air, poised to become real. After Zane had gone, I stood alone in the shifting dream that was the dark place. I had to find a way to the cabin. I'd written myself a way through this place in the manuscript. I followed the idea of a path. I'd written myself across the ocean that blocked my way, and with that, there was a bridge to the island beyond. The idea of the cabin flickered in the underwater darkness. I willed the cabin to be real, and it was.
But there's not too many of them, but there's still some neat things in there. Like talking about the darkness and how Alan was basically very much connected to it, at least what he saw. And then also with Barbara Jagger, I definitely got that wrong when what I thought was going on. Basically, I just misinterpreted what we heard. There's no radios in episode 6, but there's also apparently no radios for episode 5, even though Alan could turn on a radio at one point. And during that one, Pat Main, the host of KCBF, the radio station, he plays a song by a group called Poets of the Fall, and he makes sure to mention that they remind him of the old gods of Asgard, who are the Bright Falls area rock group. There's actually a song in the game by the old gods of Asgard, but it's really performed by the Poets of the Fall. So I really appreciated that the game did that. The Poets of the Fall, they actually do a few songs, maybe a lot more, but they do a few songs for the game itself under their own name. Like we can there's a way to look up how much. There's actually a way to look up a lot of stuff on for the game, and one of those is how many radio programs that got missed, and we missed one. Yeah, it said we missed one. And it also said we missed a TV program. When I first saw that we missed one of those, I was like, oh, we missed an episode of Night's Brains. But I think what they do is that they group together those whenever Alan turns on a TV and then he sees the actor Alan version of himself and around and saying stuff, and then also the talk show. I think they just that's all together with that. And then I also wanted to see if I could replay those TV things, those episodes, but they don't do that. I'm not too upset about it. I never really cared too much for all the things that we could pick up, like the coffee thermoses. I like the manuscripts though. Basically, I just wanted to make sure that Negative Hippie and I had enough of the story. It really had to add up for us. You know, it had to be all there, or at least an acceptable amount. And it did. It was.